Good morning, everyone, on this fine Saturday morning. My name is Michal Tolon. I am a distinguished Toastmaster. I have been every single officer role except Sergeant at Arms, and I'm currently Sergeant at Arms this Toastmaster year. After June 30th of 2022, I would have filled every single club officer role at least once. I am a distinguished Toastmaster. I have served as area governor, area director, and division director. This training will be on the vice president of membership role. And throughout, I'm going to ask some questions, provide feedback. Since this is the Winter TLI session, there may be some things that we come across that may be helpful for someone else. And sometimes those are good and bad things we can improve on as well. The agenda we're going to talk about as VPM membership, what you should do before the meeting, during the meeting, providing a guest packet, what you should do after the meeting, have a new member packet after the meeting, club promotion, mentoring a successor, with this being the December. Most people, your officer role is for 1 year. And with your officer role being for 1 year, you usually start to mentor your successor after January. Some people should start, they say start in March or April. Do not wait till June to mentor your successor. Transferable skills. Many people say, I'm VPM, I helped out my club, but there are a lot of transferable skills that you can use on your resume. Different resources, and then any follow-up questions that we have. Okay, so before the meeting, reach out to guests. Have a mock email. How many clubs? You look at the reactions, you can raise your hand, give me a thumbs up. How many clubs do you actually have just a mock email you could send to guests? It should have your Zoom link or your meeting invites. How many of you have a mock guest email that you send out? I don't see any reactions. I don't see anyone in the chat. No one? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
We can hear you. We're just all unprepared.
Okay.
No, for me, I'm brand new. They needed a VPM, so I told them a week ago I would do it. And so
okay.
This is a lot of stuff I got to take notes on and figure out.
Okay. For our club,
we always send out an email, but it's kind of personalized. We don't have a standard one. It's personalized to what the person needs. Are they a returning member? Have they been a Toastmaster before? Are they, so we respond to all of them, but it's personalized. So there's not a stock one.
I like that, Gail. Each club does something differently. We normally have a standard of thank you for reaching out, and then we may have different things that we can add or take out, like thank you for reaching out via phone, thank you for reaching out per our website, thank you for reaching out via email. Then we normally do our club information, how you contact us. When we used to meet in person, we met in a school, and in the mock email we always said room 113. Never told anyone how to get there. So in the mock email, we will put, make sure you come around the building, park at the door furthest to the left. When you walk in, go straight down the hallway, make a left, the room's on the right-hand side. That's what I mean by a mock email. Just standard things you're going to tell your guests. And like you said, even for returning guests, we have a mock email that we give to guests and even past members. And sometimes we attach our agenda, or if we're having an upcoming open house, we have 1 or 2 paragraphs that are always the same, and then we adjust just slightly depending on that open house or that meeting. So it kind of helps the next person coming in line. They don't have to start from scratch. Include your leak or meeting location with special directions. I've been to several clubs and it will be building D, but building D is actually the trailer home behind the church. Building D is not listed. Make sure you have those special directions included. If you have an email link and it requires a password, make sure you assign the password. I've visited a club and they gave me the Zoom link and it no longer worked. Emailed someone, did not hear anything. Make sure you just add that. Send your agenda regularly. My goal, since we are going through COVID, I said I'm going to visit at least one club a month that is not mine. And when I looked, no one gave me an agenda and didn't know. And many new members do not know what a table topics person is. They don't know what an evaluator is. And sometimes having an agenda ahead of time when they're asking to visit helps them out. Or even attaching a link to explain what all of the roles are. Explain the meeting roles, put it on your website, put in the link. A lot of times we have a page for Parthenon Toastmasters where we have different acronyms. Meeting roles explain. Why do we ask them to go to the website? One, with new technology in this day and age, a lot of people don't read the email, but it makes them go back to our webpage. So now we get hits, it makes them see something over again. Any other tips for before the meeting that you can think of for VP of membership? Anyone? Okay. During the meeting, provide a guest packet. A lot of people say we are on Zoom. We've actually provided a link. We have the little square, I forgot what it's called. We created the little square where they could take their phone and take a picture and it takes us to our webpage. Our VP of PR had to create that for us, but she could create that because she's younger. She said, oh, just send me the QR code. Send me this QR code, and the QR code is to a guest packet. Well, what do you put in the guest packet? We'll go through that. Actually retrieve the email. We've had people come to our website, join as far from India, Atlanta, California, and then we leave, and after the meeting, we've heard, did you get their email? I'm Sergeant at Arms currently. I usually reach out to the person. Some people are on their phone and never open up the chat feature, especially if they are a guest. We've had some people, their name is iPhone. We don't even know who their name is. Their screen is always blacked out. Send a chat, or make sure your Toastmaster, your president, or even you at the end of the meeting. Hey, we would really like to reach out to you just in case you have any questions. Make sure you get their email. Do not put it on the person who is signed up under your club website as the contact person to get their email. Thank your guests for coming. We have a lot of dignitaries that come to Toastmasters who help out with open houses. Your area director. We've had district directors visit, past district and area directors. And one thing Don told me, he said, I went to a club and they were happy to see me and then never received a thank you email. He said, I may not go back to that club. That was impactful when Don Biddick was an international advisor, regional advisor for someone. Sometimes it's the little things. Do not forget that guests are also other Toastmasters. Make sure you send a thank you to any guests that come to your club. And I'm going to be honest, sometimes Parth and I have dropped the ball as well. And when I heard that, we make sure we have guests, we try to start sending a guest email. Just thank you for your time. Thank you for coming. You have changed our meeting in such a way. And make it, like Gail said, make it personal. Wow, your table topics made me think. It was very insightful. It doesn't have to be long. Most people don't read long emails. It could just be 2-3 sentences. But reach out and let them know. Why do you do that for guests so they can come back? For other Toastmaster members, the reason why you're reaching out and saying thank you is, guess what? You may need someone to speak at an open house. You may need someone to help you with a club contest. You may need someone to help you with a project. You do not want to burn those bridges. We build network with people. Then ask for feedback. We had one guest, he's currently in the process of joining, but we had one guest who said, I just know I need this for my job. My manager told me I have to work on my presentation skills. I went to one other club, but they did this. Or I heard speeches and they're not about work related. You did a speech about your trip. When Toastmasters, we're building leadership, speaking skills. It's learning how to connect. We're teaching you how to do an introduction. That little feedback, he would have left and not joined because the two speakers had nothing to do about work-related items. His manager told him, Toastmasters is good, you should join. It's not that much. The company's not paying for it. And when he came to our meeting, we had nothing to do with work-related items. But when I said, hey, why did you really come? What feedback do you have? Why are you actually here to build speaking skills? Well, what did you think? What questions did you have about our meeting? What didn't you understand? Some of those promptive questions, I was able to get feedback from him, and we're able to help him, and he's filling out a new member packet. Ask about personal goals. That might sound strange, but sometimes personal goals, we had one person, she said, I'm actually joining because I actually want to, I forgot what she, work on her health. Has nothing to do with Toastmasters. Someone wants to, this is one I actually helped someone with when I was in Michigan in Toastmasters. She said, I'm just trying to get my family reunion together. And Toastmasters online, it said it worked for leadership skills. A lot of people may not be in Toastmasters for speaking. They may be here for other reasons. Just ask general questions. So I talked about a guest packet. There's so much you could put. I would like feedback from everyone. You have the guest information card and badge that you can get. You can get those for free. Usually if a member is ordering something from Toastmasters, a lot of times we order our Toastmaster pen. We have pens for all of our officers. We'll order these cards. The numbers are here. If you notice, anything that I have underlined actually has the link into my presentation, and I will send it out to anyone who wants it. The Toastmaster promise. A lot of times members forget, not just guests, but members forget what our promise is. Membership application. 99F is Find Your Voice. This one is free as well. Benefits of Toastmasters. The Toastmaster magazine is online. We're able to send that to other people. The 101F, this is a free one that you can send out. Your Path to Leadership. Some of these are free. When you order different things for your club, just go ahead and attach them. They usually give you about 20 for free. Normally, when we order pens on a yearly basis, we go ahead and attach them when we were in person. But now a lot of these have the PDF link. You can begin to create a virtual guest packet. You have confidence, the voice of the leader, benefits of Toastmasters. You got 10 tips for successful public speaking. And then this is courtesy of Metroplex Motivators. If you want to see what a virtual guest packet looks like, Metroplex Motivators, we kind of tweaked our guest packets similar to theirs. And then Toastmasters actually offer a already together guest packet. That's number 387. Anything else you should add in your guest packet?
We always at Monday Mumblers, we have a protocol list. Like when you're going to speak, you stand, while we applaud, how to transfer at the lectern, that you shake hands, you don't leave the lectern unattended. How do you address people, Madam, Mr., Madam Toastmaster? You know, we do all of that, and it seems to really help our new members, especially those that are really serious about trying to learn the protocols. It's just really helpful. We include that in the packet when we were in person, and now we send it out since we've been virtual. But I think that's a good addition.
I like that one, Gail. I'm going to personally chat you for your email address. I'm one of those people who believe if I want something, I should reach out. I should say, oh, email me that. I'll reach out to you and send you an email because that's helpful.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything that they add to their guest packets?
I try to make ours very simple. We're Heart of Tennessee Toastmasters. So I have a one page that I've customized that covers a little of what everybody's talked about, but I'm also in a dual role. I'm treasurer. And so I put something in there about dues, a little blurb about what the red, yellow, and green cards are for. So they kind of understand that. And then the page I include, because people are always wondering if they're there for speaking, I end up putting all the pathways, the one pager on all the different pathways. So mine is a really, really simple. It's a membership application, a one page that I've customized, and then the pathways, because it's overwhelming to get too much information that's kind of the way I approach it.
I heard some great ideas. Those are some great ideas. We heard Rose explain.
Michelle, I hadn't thought about this, but we hoped Monday Mumblers hopes to go back live in January. And I think we need two types of packets. We have ours for our visitors. When they actually visit, we send them the basic, information. But I think once they join, we need another short packet that puts more of the things that you've got listed up here as a guest.
I think, Gail, you saw my presentation. We'll get to a new member packet as well.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
To me,
I was just thinking, this is something I need to do. Oh, I hadn't done that. Well, I never thought about that. Well, I'll be quiet now. I'm going to mute.
No, this is good. We actually talked about the Roses Flame from Gail. Roy mentioned pathways, which is our new thing, and he also mentioned dues. The only other thing I could think of as people were talking was some people have a president's letter, just a letter. Some people I've seen will put why Toastmasters and their members have created a one-page short paragraph of why they joined and why they're still here. It allows guests to get to know your club members and who they are, or a link. And Free Toast Host website actually has a link where you meet the members, and they put the paragraph of why they joined or stay in Toastmasters there as well. These are some great ideas. After the meeting, send a thank you email. I know I just said that, but I'm going to reiterate.
Michael, I want to back up if I could,
Go ahead.
because I've been in and out of this meeting due to another conflict. One of the things you mentioned when you have a new member there, I believe, is feedback. So I missed the comments about that, but this is something our club does that I don't like. When we have a visitor, we said, well, give us some feedback on what you thought about our meeting. And I think that for someone that's a visitor, and this may be contrary to what's already been discussed, for someone that's a visitor that may have a fear of speaking, that's never seen a Toastmaster, I think that is way, way overwhelming to someone. I much rather approach it from, tell us about yourself, which you mentioned, and tell us why you have reached out to come to Toastmasters. But I really, and I haven't convinced our leadership to change that. And so we still ask, so what did you think about a meeting? They're like, it was interesting, because they've got nothing to compare it to. So that may be something that people that are asking for feedback, if I was a visiting, that would really put me on the spot.
But
I think
on the
it's
other
how
hand,
you ask for the feedback. Go ahead, Lee.
I was going to say, on the other hand, we give them an option. You know, if there's anything you'd like to say, anything you liked, disliked about the meeting, looking for opportunities to improve, please share if you desire to, and we leave it at that. May not work for everyone, but that's a way out to not put them on the spot.
For
Thank
our club, what we do at the beginning is we say, we see that there are a couple of guests. For our club, we allow guests to participate in table topics, and we'll explain if you want to. It's an option. And then at the end, we're just going to ask you how you liked our meeting, or what you thought, or if you had any questions. That's your option to speak as well. Usually the feedback can come in the form of an email. And it's not just, what did you like about our meeting? Sometimes we just ask, we just want you to speak. What will be an easy table topic? We've had a few, you could pick whichever one you want to do. Or we say, do you have any questions? A lot of times as Sergeant at Arms or VP of membership, you may personally chat them and say, if you have any questions, did you understand anything? Did you have any questions? Was anything unclear? And sometimes that helps versus how did you like our meeting? And most people, well, how would I like any work meeting? Versus, was any part of the meeting unclear? Did you understand anything? How did you even hear about our club? What we found is a lot of people heard about Parthenon because of the website. One of my HPOs then was, let me revamp the website. Well, you had this, but this wasn't clear, or I tried to click on this, I could not find it. We adjusted the website. Top priority, how to contact us. Next priority is our acronyms explained, or meeting roles explained. We actually had to change the verbiage. Some people was like, well, like you said, to our Toastmaster, or why is everybody jazz handing in the meeting? Those are different, it's different ways you can ask for feedback. And sometimes it's as simple as, they may not want to speak in the meeting, but you may say, may I please have your email so that I can reach out? I just want to make sure you didn't have any questions and see what's a good fit. We had someone visit from Australia, and I actually helped guide him to the site in Australia. And he said, I'm thinking of actually going to a club because the club said they meet in person. And so sometimes feedback is not, to me, it's networking. If I help someone join a club, even if it's not my own, to me, I'm still networking, I'm promoting Toastmasters, I'm promoting what is valuable. And to me, I'm still promoting my club because I'm a reflection of my club. I
Can
saw
I offer
someone raise their hand. Go,
Yeah.
Stan.
Yeah, hi. So I'm a recent transplant to the area. My wife and I moved from Texas, and we just arrived in October. So we're fairly new. I'm a Toastmaster junkie. I've been with Toastmasters since 1997. And I wanted to speak to a couple of things that you mentioned. First of all, that follow-up email is so critical. When I started visiting clubs last summer because we knew we were moving to the area in October. And I visited maybe about 5 or 6 clubs in the Knoxville area. I think I've got 2 or 3 follow-up emails. The others, I just figured, well, maybe they're not interested in me. The other thing is on both the club website and on the Toastmaster International website, there's a little link on the Toastmasters International that says find a club. Well, when I reached out, I think I sent out a search under the find a club to like 7 clubs in the Knoxville area. I got responses back from 2 using that find a club. I ended up having to reach one of the district officers for district leaders for this district to even get some help, saying, I'm moving here. I want help. I want to find a club. But even on the club website where it says contact us, I use that to send out a contact email and very little responses, which makes you really nervous if you're wanting to move and you're interested in joining Toastmasters and you can't get any responses. It's like, wow, what's going on here? But the good news is I joined 2 clubs in the Knoxville area. I'm a member of Oak Ridge and Maryville, the morning cup. Oak Ridge because they are awesome in their responses and their follow-up. And Maryville because, well, I live in Maryville. So I just wanted to throw those out there, how some of the external websites and links and the follow-up is so critical for getting guests to join.
Normally, this is what I do at work, is I go into my manager's office and present a problem. She always says, what's a good solution? And I'm like, but you're the manager, I'm asking. But it always gets me thinking. And now being in that position for such a long time, I'm so used to, I see a problem, what's the solution? For you, Stan, you saw a problem. For everyone, what would have been a good solution? For me, my first thing is to say, have 2 people. Our VP of membership, his email got hacked. It took him over a week. He had to shut it down. He had to change names. And we had 2 people for our contact info. And we were able to reach out to guests. We have one guest who said, I'm in the middle of working on my certification. I'm taking my test at the end of December. I plan on joining in January. We still reach out to her during that time. Does anybody have what's a good solution for that? As VP of memberships, what's a good solution? What could have been another solution for Stan's situation? Because as VPM, you can run into this. What happens if you're on vacation for 2 weeks out the country and you're VPM? What do you do? How often do you check your website? How often do you check your link and actually say, I'm a guest, I'm Sergeant at Arms, and for this meeting, I did this just to say, this is a mock email. Please let me know who this email went to, because I didn't know. As Sergeant at Arms, if you're VP of membership, you should know if your email is going to at least 1 or 2 other people. I'm going on vacation. Let me let someone else know. Our VPE went on vacation. She's from India. Because I was the past VPE, I stepped up and sent out the agenda. I made sure that the agenda was sent out, that she had her theme, that all the roles were filled. Do you have a just connection, a backup person as VP of membership to help out? Does that make sense? Any other, what was a good solution for this? Does anyone have any other ideas?
I think what you said is,
Okay.
I think what you said is absolutely true. We've had rather my club, Metro Motivators, people come in and say, as Stan has said, I sent all of these things out and nobody responded. You were the one that responded. So, and this is the CEO of a company here in Nashville. His administrative assistant was on. He hasn't done anything per se yet, but I mean, he's part of the C-suite. He was pretty busy, but he did join because we responded. So checking the emails and checking the website often is very important. I often hear that when I visit other clubs, because I've tried connections to other clubs too. I'm sorry I got your email late. I just got it today, the day of the meeting. And I don't get it the day before the meeting. I probably won't go back and look the next day, the day of the meeting. So it's very important. Check the quality of your responses or the frequency of your responses to everyone.
So one of the things I think of that we maybe need to focus on is when we have an office or meeting, one of the things that I would question right now as we're talking is when somebody sends an email to our website, who all does it go to? It's VP membership. I have no idea. I get an email from our president 2 terms ago saying, hey, we got somebody reach out to the website. Can you answer them? And I'm going, why is my name not on there? And so I think that's something that would be a good exercise in an office or meeting, is look at our own website and go, okay, when members reach out, where does this email go? Because sometimes I kind of think it goes into the ether and it's just out there somewhere until someone reaches out and says, hey, I've been trying to reach y'all for a month and nobody answers.
I was actually going to talk real briefly about that, Roy. It's a setting. If you've got free Toast host, and someone can put in an online form submission, it's a setting as far as where that goes, and it probably needs to go to 2 or 3 people. I still get a lot of those myself because I used to be president of 1 of 2 different clubs, but and I try to forward that to whomever where it needs to go. But you're exactly right. It's a setting inside free Toast host, and it probably does need to go to more than just 1 person. But you can change that settings, and usually the VPPR will change those settings.
And you could also change whether your phone number is listed or not. Thank you, Blaine. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Lee. After the meeting, do not forget, reach out to current members. How many people are a member of more than 1 club? I see a few hands that are up. How many people are looking at the advanced club that District 63 is starting? I see a few hands that came up again. What happens? A lot of times we think about guests. Ooh, let me get the guest in. We need 1 more person. And sometimes we forget, if you're visiting the club, it may be because your corporate club, I'm switching positions and my corporate club may not work for me. I'm looking to join a second club. We visit I'm looking to help out. I may want to be a club coach, but reach out to your current members because you do not know if they want to join a second club or not. Ask about their goals. even the current guests that join, but now reach out to current members. If there's a member that hasn't been there, reach out to them. Ask about their goals. Ask about mentoring someone to keep them involved. Ask about different ideas. I come from Michigan. I was a Toastmaster in Michigan before I moved to the Nashville area. And a lot of times you have a person, you may think that they're a new member or you took on this role, but they've done that role 2 or 3 times and they may have different ideas, and all you have to do is ask. Do not forget about your current members. Your VP of membership, not just new members. You are VP of membership, all members. We talked about, speaking of club coaches, I see Stan, you said, if you need one or interested in being one, let me know. I am the district club coach chair this year and love to speak to you about club coaches. Stan, if you can you please also add your email? Because a lot of times you say, please reach out to me. And then for me, I don't know your email. I may reach out after this TLI, or even your email will be in the training. Other people will be able to reach out to you as well. So new member packet. You have your guest packet. That's just for guests. What happens when a new member joins? Some people will have an entire folder, a PDF, a website link for their new member packets. You will have a new member meeting. This is something new. My club is fairly small, meaning we do not have 20 members at this time, but have a new member meeting. Why? What happens if your club is small and you have 3 people who are joining at the same time? What happens if some of your members already have mentors? If you have a new member meeting, you could do the VP of membership should host it, or your assigned mentor can be at that meeting as well. But sometimes this may cover things you don't think about. When Gail said, we talk about why we stand, why we shake hands, why we say back over to you, Madam Toastmaster. There's a lot of people who did not know what DTM means. If I say ECL4, I was getting my DTM the end of June, and I did not know what ECL4 meant, and I'm in Toastmasters. Effective coaching level 4. It can be minor things that you don't know about. This is a time to ask questions, and then you could tweak the meeting. We have new members because our club was still working on, for some of us, getting our DTM. This is our first year into pathways. We didn't understand the pathways. We had so many questions where people said, I just like to print it out. How do I do that? I had to figure that out. Someone asked me a question, I'm going to provide an answer or tell you where to find the answer. That's just the type of person I am. How do you print out all of your pathways? Well, I just selected my path. How do I actually get credit for it? I just did the speech. Well, did you answer the questions? No, I printed it out. Your VP of membership. You want to retain membership. Some people say that is the VP of education's job. How do you retain members? Focus on what your members of your club want. And those may be that little small aspect may be a part of it. Can you reach out to the VPE and say, can we do a meeting? Can you actually be a part of my meeting? And maybe you could do a Zoom meeting and tape. How do you log in? There are also Toastmaster International has links. The VP of membership for our club sent out a link that's on Toastmasters International that tells you how to log in. When we have our contest packet, different things like that, a lot of people say that's VPE, but for a new member coming in, if they have a question, you should be able to reach out to your team, network with your team, and maybe create something together. And then roles explained in Toastmaster acronyms. New member packet, pathways explained. Roy said we have a one-pager of all 11 paths. There's a path and core competencies. I've seen some that are 50 pages, some that are 77 pages. I have both, it depends. I have a pathways matrix saved on my Dropbox or Google Drive. I have actual core competencies for all my roles. I have icebreakers. A lot of people, I've been to clubs where there's a new member and they say, do an icebreaker speech. Well, what do I do? You can download the actual icebreaker. It is the same for every path. So before the person picks the path, a lot of times we'll have members sign up and we say, what is your comfort level? Do you want to start with table topics or do you actually want to jump right in and do a speech? Let's go ahead and schedule your speech. Let me send out the icebreaker so you can start working on it. To me, that should be a part of the new member packet. They're a member. Website review and sign up. Teach them how to sign up for your website. Corporate clubs. A lot of times we do Google Meet, we save our documents. We want a person to be all kind of or grammarian, but then we don't tell them that they actually need to turn in the form or put it on Google Docs. How do they even sign in to Free Toast Host if they forget their website? All of that should be a part of your new member packet, or it should be a part of your new member meeting. And then have an induction ceremony date. Our club meets once a week. Some clubs usually meet twice a week or first, third, and fifth of the month. Schedule your induction ceremony with that new member. Already have it on the books. We do a quarterly induction ceremony at our club, and we mention quarterly type of things. So we let new members know in advance when we're going to mention. Also mention in the induction ceremony, not just for officers, that may be once or twice a year, but mention the different levels that people go through. Metroplex also has a Roundtable Award, Full Circle Award. They have a Full Circle Award. They usually mention that. And I've actually been to a Metroplex meeting where they did a PowerPoint presentation at the beginning where they talked about the full circle, talked about where everyone's level was at, did an induction ceremony. So those things are important. A lot of people like to be recognized. A lot of people like you to mention them by name. An induction ceremony is pretty good. What I like about Pathways is pretty short. Each level is pretty short. You can mention a person quickly several times. And then any mentor information, the mentor's name, the mentor's email address, who the mentor is. See if they can meet. Follow up with them. Make sure they're actually a good fit. We have a person in our club who's autistic, and I wasn't a good fit for that person. And then the person who was mentoring Leo, who was autistic, actually swapped with me, and we end up being a good fit. So make sure the mentor that you assign is a good fit. That is also under the VPM membership role. Club promotion. And I see the 10-minute warning. Club promotion. Have an open house. Have different themes. The reason why I mentioned Metroplex is because our club coach is a part of Metroplex, but I just went to a book reading open house. They read different Christmas storybooks. I was a part of that. Parthenon Toastmasters, we had fractured table topics where we took fairy tales and fractured them. Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. Did Pinocchio, why was Pinocchio near the wall? Pinocchio, did you push Humpty Dumpty? Have fun. They just talked about this morning having Family Feud table topics. Blaine talked about having an interview type of open house. Do different things, funny hat theme. We do that around Halloween. You could have ugly sweater contest around Christmas time because we're all on Zoom. Have everyone share their cameras, take a picture, put it on your webpage. Have fun. A lot of people spend 8-9 hours at work on Zoom meetings all day and then have to come to another meeting. Let Toastmasters be fun. So put a theme to your open house. Support contests. Attend contests. As VPM membership, support contests. Do special presentations. Have special trainings. Have special workshops. Ask your members, what are you lacking? What don't you understand? Member building programs. We have Beat the Clock, Talk Up Toastmasters, or Smelly. Those are the main ones. We have the District 63 membership building award as well. Mentor a successor. A mentor empowers a person to see a possible future and believe it can be obtained. If you're in a one-year position, you should look for your successor now, January. Why? Because many of us have already been in dual roles. Look for your successor now. Start training your successor maybe 3-4 months before the end of the role. If you are in a 6-month position, maybe start the successor, right? Look for that successor when you come into the role. I'm coming into this role. I think this person may be actually good. Let me talk with them and schedule something 3-4 months ahead of time. Look at potential, not position. I love Delbert, but a lot of people, they look for a successor and they go, where do you work? What do you do? What's your position? And they don't look at the potential of a person. How are you giving back? How are you feeding into another person? The person that you may least expect in the club, because we may look at a different bias, may be the perfect person for the club. Our VP of PR came in from India, and Anania, she said, Michal, we don't have a QR code. I didn't even know what a QR code was until she told me. She created a QR code for our Parthenon website. I said, oh, that's the thing you take with the pictures to see you straight to the website. But perfect person. Didn't even think about this person. And I said, wow, her potential. She's here. She's willing to learn. She's willing to grow. And she is our VPE. Our VPE creates our themes, and some of the themes and words that she comes up with, like clean out your refrigerator day. What do you need to throw out in your life? Different things like that. I was just like, oh, that's a good one. That word, I didn't think about that when I was VPE. She did a baseball theme, and we were all pitchers instead of speakers, and she changed our entire agenda. Look at potential and not position. And transferable skills. A lot of people go, what's in it for me? These are actually Toastmasters transferable skills that you could add to your website. Personal career planning, personal orientation, customer service, consulting, seminar development, networking, planning, personal development. If you are in an interview, or even when I did my mid-year review, during this research, some of these I put on my resume because they actually do fit the position I'm in. I'm in planning, I train, we're in the middle of a merger. I know how to do networking, seminar development. I know how to do customer service. Actually, I'm working on planning when it comes to all of these skills. I didn't even realize that being a VP of membership when I was, that all of these skills actually help in my current position at work, and helped me when I added these to my mid-year review. And then here are some more resources. Again, all of the things that are underlined have the actual links in them so that you're able to go out. If you want them, just let me know. Oh, I see, Christian, you talked about the Acorn Award as well. I know that's probably up there, but when we talk about open houses, do an Acorn Award, have a theme around the Acorn Award, present the pins in the meeting. And a lot of times what we've done is we've done membership growth and development, have not just the Acorn Award, but how many people can sign up and do an incentive. You could do something simple like a $5 gift card somewhere, or your next Toastmaster pin is on us as your incentive gift for turning in the Acorn Award form, different things like that. And then again, here's some more resources. And then, are there any final questions before we wrap up?
I have a quick.
Go ahead,
Go
Lee.
ahead. Comment and questions. Very quickly, what we do, the VPE, VPM, we get together when a new member come on board. We have an orientation, about 30 minutes, based on their scheduled Zoom meeting. We allow them to sign into Zoom and go through the process, and we just coach them. And we go through pathways, sign on, how to do the survey, blah, 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 how to access our free Toast site, let them go through the whole process so that at least they got that step. And we do a follow-up. My question is, have any of you any answers, challenges to getting current members to respond, i.e. membership survey? You're finding out their interests and objectives. If you send it out electronically, it's like everything else, you get 1 or 2% return. Anyone been able to get more than that by sending out the survey? You got to go one-on-one. Okay, Michal, you've had some success there.
We actually had success because what our president said is we are actually going to have a goal theme meeting, and it was a full table topics. We asked guests to participate, and we asked all our questions during a guest meeting. We had one person do a 5 to 7 minute speech about goals, how to plan them. And then we actually asked and jotted down all our goals. And I am Sergeant at Arms. Our secretary wasn't available, so I jotted down the goals. And about every 3 months, we go and we wrap up. And we just sent out a brief email. You asked about, you're working on your certification. How was that going? You asked about this, how is this going? We also asked our members in that full meeting, what do you want to see? What is there something that you're struggling with? How do you not understand this? And that's where we got, okay, I finished the path, I don't know how to complete it. I still buy books. So I downloaded every path one day and said, I can send it to you. We set up Google Drive, Google Dropbox. Michal, you said as Sergeant at Arms, you filled in, you sent out an email via Free Toast host. That didn't work. So we actually set up, I'm going to share my screen right quick. I know we got about a minute left. Right here, your average mail merge. I just blocked their email addresses because I know this is recording, but we have our guests, former members. We had quite a few people we sign up, officers, members. So we set up a your average mail merge and sent out a your average mail merge through Google Docs. And that's how we sent our thing. We wouldn't have never known some of these questions would have arisen if we didn't have that meeting. Like you said, we sent it out and only 1 or 2 people either saw it. Some people said they never received the agenda. They never received our thank you email because we were sending them out through Free Toast Host. If there's a problem, I need to come up with a solution. And in talking, and we had a general meeting, even for our guests. We have, right now, we have about 2 or 3 guests that are in the process of joining, meaning they've already filling out their forms. We just trying to get them to pay. And it was because we had that goal meeting and goal list, and we asked about their goals. I hope that helped. Thank you, everyone, for your time, your participation. I see I only got a minute left. Close. I'm going to go ahead and do my screenshot to get all of these names. I see 13. Thank you so much. I got the list for you, Christian, and I'll go ahead and send that out. Everybody have a good rest of the day. Stay safe. Happy holidays. I don't want to miss any. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. I know there's quite a few. Everyone, have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
very much. Thank you.